Hey everyone, it's Jennifer with DP Addiction Adventures. I am so glad that you guys are here tonight, starting just a couple minutes early for those of you who are live. Welcome, welcome. Deborah, it is so good to see you. How are you, my friend? Hi, Ginger's Hobby Corner. I'm glad you're here as well. Tonight I'm doing a new start, kind of kitting up, but before I couldn't find the box I wanted to kit up, so I'm just going to be working straight out of the baggies for right now, and then I will kit up a little bit later this weekend. But I'm really glad that you guys are here. Tonight I am working on a light after the storm from Craftably. The reason I chose this, it was one of the three options. I thought it was round, but it's actually square. Hi, Angela. So good to see you. And so here I am working on it, and I am so glad that you guys are here tonight. And I cannot wait to find out how your week is going. Do you guys have plans for the weekend? Hi, Bianca. Hi, Joe. Welcome, welcome. My husband and daughter are currently at Cedar Point, which is a big amusement park. I live in West Michigan, and they are in Eastern Ohio. So they are on a charter bus with her 8th grade class on the way back. I got a text right before I went live saying they're on the bus and they're on the way back. Hey, Heidi. I am doing pretty good tonight. Thank you for asking. That's so sweet of you. And so I've had the afternoon or after work to the evening without anybody. I cheated and took a nap. I had a doctor's appointment at 3, and so then I just came home after and took a little nappy wappy. And now I had a talk with one of my friends before the live, was in Mickey's live for a few in the chat, and now we are here. So I would love to hear what are your plans for this weekend? I will be helping my husband tomorrow dig out some river rocks for our upcoming crafting retreat. You've been to Cedar Point a few times. Did you like it, Deborah? I have never been. I love roller coasters. But right now my chest is excuse me, I'm getting all choked up about it. My chest is a little too big, so the little things that come over the top of you, they can't push it down far enough. And so instead of being embarrassed and going through it, I don't go. Hey, Nessa, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, your daughter has a soccer tournament tomorrow, and you're also looking after your new puppy. What kind of puppy? What, is it a mutt? Is it a mix of some sort? What kind of breed is it? Yeah, our dog is huffing and puffing over here. I think she's mad that I'm not playing with her. But I can only play so much with a 6-year-old boxer breed. They are insatiable when it comes to toys and playing. Well, hello, Mr. Roberts. Good to see you. Hey, Cats Gallery. Hey, Don. I am feeling okay. Had my doctor's appointment today. I'm alive. I'm okay. Yeah, so we are kicking. We are good to go. It's a bulldog. Oh, that's an interesting mix. Get over that thing and do some crafts. Hi, Fairy Tale. You're about to go run errands. Well, I hope you're safe. Hey, Sarah. Good to see you tonight. Welcome, welcome. For those of you who just came in, I'm working on a Craftably. It's called A Light After the Storm. Out of the 3 that I talked about last week, this is one of them. I chose this one because in my brain, I thought it was round. And I'm having pregnancy carpal tunnel right now. And so squares aren't the best because I have to be more precise, but it ended up being a square. So we're just going to run with it. We're going to go with it and be okay. But as I was saying, so I had to find some river rocks, and because we're going to do some rock painting, we're going to have a guest show us how to paint a mandala on a rock. And the place we were going to get them originally, hey, Cindy Lee, ran out. I guess there's a shortage of rocks out there. And the place across the street from where I work is a landscape company for bulk landscapes. And so they had these cobblestones. They're not necessarily flat, but you can get them big enough that you can do a mandala on it. Hey, Wilma Jean, good to see you. And so I went over there and I said, I just need like 100, 100 to 120. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like, go take your car back there, pick out, what you want, and we'll donate them to you. I was like, that's awesome. So I go back there, and it's a 10-foot by like 12-foot, because it's all these little cement segments, right? With all these like different rocks, different mulch patterns, different, you name it, it's back there. So I pull up to the cobblestone, which is anywhere from 3 to 6 inches. And I had flip-flops on because my feet are so swollen. I have my dress clothes on from work. And hey, Crafting Journey, good to see you. Hey, Satya, good to see you. And so I'm sorting through these rocks, and also my little like pregnant belly. And I'm like, I can't keep bending over. Like, this hurts. So out of the 100 to 120 we need, I picked out 11. And I'm like, I need to put better shoes on, or I need to bring reinforcements. So I left, and I immediately called my husband, who was at Cedar Point waiting in a roller coaster line. I said, hey, look, I have plans for you tomorrow. You're coming with me, and we're going to pick out these rocks. And they're also, because they're not flat, they're like, about the size. It's not the size of a cantaloupe, but slightly smaller. They're heavy too, and I can't lift a lot. And so I put 11 in a box, and that was even too heavy, but I had a cart. So I put it on my box in the cart and wheeled it. Oh, excuse me. Yawn Central. So yeah, so I have 11 out of the 100 to 120, and then he and I are going to go tomorrow with, I know, Crafting Journey, you hate rock painting, so don't sign up for the class. Hey, Robin. Hey, Karen, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Congratulations on ending another year. I saw on Facebook you have another year of teaching in the books, right? You can be my teacher any day. It's so interesting. So because my daughter's in 8th grade, like she's done at her school, and their award ceremony is Monday, and then they have like graduation or recognition Tuesday, and then they have to go for a half day on Wednesday. So I'm just like, and then they had Cedar Point today. So that they're done, but they're not done. I'm like, dang it, I still have to take carpool. I still have to get up. Because my normal working hours should be 9 to 5, but because I do carpool, I switched them, and they're 8:30, and then I can flex as I need. But that's an extra, 2.5 hours a week that I could work. Don't worry, I flex. I don't work more than I have to. But all right, I'll see you later. Have a good trip. Thank you for stopping in. Right, they are done, Karen. No kidding. So I kind of was like, I didn't exactly say, do you really want to go to school on Wednesday? Because I mean, you're graduating Tuesday. But she had mentioned that she wants to go on Wednesday because that's when they're all saying goodbye. And this is the last time she'll see a lot of these people. And she wants people to sign her yearbook. And I remember those days. So I'm like, all right. But the nice thing about the summer schedule for me is instead of waking up at a certain time, I get an extra hour of sleep because then I don't have to be at work until 9. So it's like, oh, so nice. So nice. You know, if I didn't have a child, I remember I had a job that I work right. I could like lift diamond painting pens. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm going to have to squirrel, right? I'm going to have to go and get more ABs because this canvas, I thought I had every color I needed, but this canvas has colors that I still need. So I'm going to have to go over and see what's going on. Katrina, I'm so glad you're here. Good to see you. Hey, Craft and Judy. Welcome to the Friday fun. So it's, yeah. But I remember those days of signing yearbooks and you think, you know, these are my long lost friends. I mean, she's been with them since she was, you know, I think it's young fives. Yeah. So 10 years she's been with this group of kiddos. And that's your whole life, right? That's all you know. And so I remember having those feelings as well. So I want to make sure that she's able to say goodbye. She's got a busy summer, which means we have a busy summer. That'll be fun. You know, we decided we were not going to move after months of saying we were going to move because of the different inflation. Like the housing market is horrible right now. But I was looking and I found this house that suits us. And so I sent it to my husband and all of a sudden he's like, and in this housing market, they give you 2 days to look at the house, then people submit their offers and then it's sold. Like, and that's even pushing it, right? Having 3 days. But he's like, all right, well, and he's in Cedar Point while we're having this discussion. I'm at the doctor's office. He's like, well, have our realtor, et cetera, et cetera. And so I start doing it and then I just have this panic attack and I'm like, I can't move right now. Like I'm 6 months pregnant. We're about ready to redo our bathroom so we can get more money on this house when we do sell it. Because our bathroom is like the original to when the house was built. And then there's the crafting retreat coming up. So it's not like I can move in June. And then July, our daughter's gone almost every week in July. So we're going to be like driving to Ohio and back and camps and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm having a panic attack. I'm like, no, never mind. I'm taking that back. We're not. I was just sending it to you as, hey, do you like this style? I wasn't saying, let's move. Oh my gosh. I tend to think big and then have panics and retract the idea, go back to go collect your $200. Absolutely. Last weekend was fun. My husband and I were on the same page. Didn't even know it that we were on the same page, but we were able to. Hey, Mickey, how are you? It's good to see you tonight. We bought a bunch of plants last year for our front garden area. I do not like to garden. It is not my favorite thing in the world. And so I got some plants. We have 100% back to Baltic Avenue, right? Exactly. Don't you just hate when you land on that? So we bought these plants because our front yard is 100% shade, the garden area, and we can't get any flowers to actually grow. So I went and got some nice looking plants that are different colors, and they came back this year pretty good, but we needed to put mulch down because it was too late in the season last year. We weren't able to get mulch down. And then we power washed the house, and so it's looking all right. It's not the worst house on the lot now. And so we got that done last weekend, and they did all the work. I sat and watched. Hey, Tijuana, good to see you. I sat and watched and held the dog with her leash and everything like that. And so that was a good feeling when you drive up and your house doesn't look like the worst house on the block. Although we live next to one of the best looking houses on the block, and then we live next to, on the other side, one of the worst looking houses on the block. And we actually ended up having to call the city on him. His son had passed away of a drug overdose a couple years ago, and his son had left a car up on jacks or whatever you want to call it, and blocks, and it had been in the backyard for years and years. Cats were living under it. They have a shed that's it's not properly back there, and it has holes in it, which is fine, but it's not on cement. So skunks have made housing underneath it. And every spring we're afraid our dog is just going to get totally wiped out by skunks. Their whole backyard is overgrown. And because we live on small lots, it then goes into our backyard. And then they leave beer cans and everything all over the back, and it's a mess. It's a mess. So we ended up calling the city after 4 or 5 years of this, and so the car got taken away, but we can't tell the car's taken away because we actually spent money building this 6-foot fence because we got tired of looking at everything. Hey, Berta. Well, pass me over some din din. I haven't gotten any dinner yet. I wasn't feeling it. I had a Wendy's baked potato and some chicken nuggets before my doctor's appointment, which don't eat a lot of carbs right before they weigh you. I get on the scale and I was like, dang it, I have a baked potato and chicken nuggets in my belly. But yeah, I feel like we've tried everything as a neighbor. I think I've talked about this in past lives. We've tried taking dinner over, different things, and yeah, exactly. So I'm sorry I have to blow my nose and the phone's too high for me to hit mute. So you guys mute, okay? All right. Come on back. You can unmute. We're all good. So I don't know what I want for dinner. I never have an appetite ever. My husband's always like, what can I make you for dinner? And I'm like, I don't know. It's horrible because then he'll make something and I'm like, I don't want that. The other night it took me 2 hours. Oh, that sounds good, Berta. It took me 2 hours to figure out that I actually did want to eat something. So then it was 11 o'clock at night when I was eating something right before bed. Not the healthiest thing to do. And then baby is like, oh, nutrition. I'm going to kick. I'm going to crawl around inside. I'm like, oh, dang it. Should have just eaten a couple crackers and gone to bed. But such is life. Such is life. What are you guys working on craft-wise? I know there's the couple people are working on Craftablies. A couple are doing the Lizzie Alongs. The People's Princess is out there. There's a Masters going on. Trying to think of what else I've seen out there. Are you guys having fun? I think I said the mystery painting. Today was interesting. I had one client show up, and then the other client, I was warned that they hadn't been able to get a hold of her for their reminder call. And so then she didn't show up. And I'm booked solid for the next month. Like, I have no room. Winged Princess for the Princess event. The Pride DP. Good, Katrina. Robin's doing cross stitch. A tale as old as time. Sal. Awesome. Angel's doing her mystery kit. Sarah's doing a custom for summer with the masters. Oh, those are so fun. Don't forget to post in Creative Craft Addictions Facebook. I'd love to see what you guys are working on. It always brings joy to my heart when I see what people are doing out there. I don't want to be the only one posting. There's Berta with her long list. Lizzie along, DP for Pets, Craftably. You're going to try to finish 4 canvases? Oh my gosh, Berta. Do they let you do diamond painting while you work? That's the only way I could do 4 canvases. I used to do 2 a month. Now I'm at like 1 a month. But, yeah. Working on the train. Got to work on my announcement video for my upcoming event. Santa Craftably. That could be like a Christmas in July, Emma. That would be fun. Doing an evening stroll. I've kind of burned out. Hey, you know what, Nessa? I understand. I understand. I went through that for a little bit. Jasmine Beckett Griffith Craftably. That's fun. Satya is still working on DC's Spring Little Dragon Z by Sheena Pike. That's cool. She's got some cute stuff as well. I'm working on number 7 right now, which happens to be 3743, if you guys want to know the number. It's this interesting shade of purple. It looks kind of brown on the camera, but it is a pretty purple, like a light, not lavender, but it's very nice. The one I'm going to be working on for my upcoming event is extremely colorful, and so I chose this one so I could balance out something that has a ton of color. Emma, that's the plan because I won't get this done. Fairy Tale's doing a DSC from Mystery Exchange last summer. Okay. Hi, Mary Lou. Welcome to the party. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. Yeah, I don't know how much diamond painting I'm going to get done, like September off. My doctor scared me because I think I guys told you guys about my blood pressure. And so I went today, and normally my blood pressure is like 120 over 78 or 118 over 78, something like that. And it keeps creeping up. So today it was like 130 over 80, which is fine in the real world, but they're really monitoring because of my age and some risk factors, blood pressure with the late age pregnancy. And so the doctor's like, we're still going to plan on the week after Labor Day for your delivery. But if your blood pressure keeps inching up, we might go a week earlier. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. Like, my parents have put in time for off work, and I'm trying to get to Labor Day, no pun intended. I'm like, no. And I didn't necessarily want a September, an August baby, because right around that is a hard time for birthday, because school and all these different things. And so I was trying to like get a little bit further into the school year. I know it's not much. Also, an end of the August, you run into Labor Day versus after. Like, we were going towards the end of Labor Day week, so it would never end on Labor Day. So the kiddo could still have parties and things like that. So I'm like, don't scare me like that. I know there's no official Halloween event. Like, I could come and like be, what if I got a costume, Rebecca, and I was like your mascot, where I could like show up, but maybe I don't actually do a diamond painting. I was trying to think of any way possible to get something done this year. We'll have to keep talking. Nessa's grandbaby is due July 4th, but she's heading to the hospital now to check her blood pressure. Yeah, they are very like on point with blood pressure. So, I'm just getting old. I'm getting old. I'm not 25 anymore, like I was with my firstborn. Dawn, you were born on Labor Day. That must have been fun for your mom. Satya, so my event is going to be, I have a friend who designed this amazing painting for me. She's a graphic designer, and she designed it, and I turned it into a custom. And as soon as I can come up with an event name, that's what's stopping me from announcing it, is I don't have like this great event name. And so as soon as I come up with that, which I need to do this weekend, so if anybody wants the custom, they can order it in time. But it's going to be celebrating the journey that I've had on YouTube, and celebrating like birthdays and anniversaries and the journey of me, because it's my 4-year anniversary for YouTube in July. So it's going to be a July-August event, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. This is not just another event. This is something that we can put our feet up and enjoy. It's a come and go type of event. So if you're, going camping, or you can't get to it right away, it's just going to be a very chill but exciting event. Hey, Nana. Great to see you. Hope all is well. Sorry I'm late. Oh, no. I'm so sorry about your doggers. That's so sad. I understand having sick puppies. I do. So it's not just going to be like another event to tack on, but hopefully it's something you can, if you're doing other summer events, or if you don't want to do an event, but you just want to come, you won't feel excluded. It's not like, oh, I'm not doing this. Hey, Lisa, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you in chat. So yeah, I have to just come up with something catchy. I'm not very creative right now. I'm kind of burnt out on creativity. So we'll see what I come up with this weekend, and you guys can judge me. You can be like, Jen, you that's not very creative, but we love you anyway, and we'll support and come to your lives. The life is a journey. It's like the song, life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long. That's what I thought of, Katrina. I hope you like my little ditty. Creative Grammy. So good to see everyone. Everyone's in the house tonight. I had this dream that I created this I miss you video, and listed like all the people I used to see in chat. And in my dream, I was like going through the list of people that I've over the last 4 years. I think it's because I've just been thinking about the last 4 years, because on YouTube, and just going, where are these, individuals now? People rotate and they come in and out of your life over time. And I know your guys' names. Like it's, oh no, catchy. I think COVID was catchy. Nana, you're funny. Um, so I just had this like dream about how I made this video of missing you, and here's the people I haven't seen, and here's the people who I have seen, and I hope everyone's doing well. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I need to stop being pregnant eventually, because these dreams are going crazy. I had another dream, if you guys want to hear it. It's a little risque. You want to hear my risque dream? Hey Lisa, it's 80 there and you're dying. Oh my gosh. You're okay. You're going to survive. This too will pass. Just think of all the times you told us that the snow was never leaving. So if you guys want to hear my risque dream, I can tell you about that. But yeah, I've been dreaming really, really weird dreams since we found out I was pregnant. And I guess that's something that's normal, is pregnant people have weird dreams. All by myself, don't want to be. Right, Nana? Okay, all right. Since Nana wants to know, I will tell you for Nana's sake. All right. So in my dream, my husband, my real life husband, Tim, has passed away. Probably a year or two in the dream before like the action starts. And my sister, who is in real life is married and has 3 children. My sister was getting married, okay, to some person that I don't know. It's not like she's, I don't know. The stream's not making sense. So I decide, like, I'm going to be the maid of honor in the dream. And we had to be there a week beforehand. It was like this, not retreat. What do you call it? Resort that she was getting married at. And we had to be there a week beforehand to help her set everything up and etc. So I decided to go like 3 days earlier than that, because I was just done with work. I needed to check out. Okay. So that's the scene. And I just finished. Now, none of this part was in the dream. It was all more of a feeling. Like what I'm setting up is all like the history that was in my brain in the dream. And I just finished being by the pool, reading a book, and I was on my way back to my hotel room. And as I'm in the elevator, I look over, and there is this extremely handsome gentleman with longer hair. And I'm not usually a long-haired guy person, but he had, just below the ear kind of hair. He was wearing nice clothes, not like a suit, but he wasn't like in, beach bum type clothing. He was wearing nice clothes. And I remember thinking in the elevator, Tia, you're just in time for my risque dream. Good to see you. So I'm in the elevator and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, he smells so good and he's so cute and handsome. And I'm in like, in my dream, of course, I'm skinny and I'm like, all the things that I want to be in real life. I'm not myself. And I'm, here I am in my little towel-like robe that's over my swimsuit, and I have my book and my sunglasses and everything. And all of a sudden he looks over And he's like, "Are you so-and-so's sister?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, so I think we're going to be in the wedding together." And the guy in the elevator was the brother of the man she was marrying. So this guy is going to end up being my brother-in-law's brother. If that makes sense. And I was like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Well, I'm the oh shoot, it just left my head. This is pregnancy brain. Best man. I'm the best man." I was like, "Oh, well, I'm the maid of honor." So I have a feeling like we'll, be together and helping work out the wedding. Slowest elevator in the world, right? Because we're having this conversation. So this is where it gets to like almost like shades of gray, right? 50 Shades of Gray, because he he reaches over, stops the elevator, right? That never happens. Never happens. So he reaches over, stops the elevator, and he's like, "Oh, you smell so good." And then he kisses me. And I'm like, "What? I don't even know this guy's name." And he's kissing me. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And he kisses so good. And I couldn't stop. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." So then he stops and he's like, "Well, nice to meet you." And he hits the start button again. And then the doors open and he's like, "Before you leave, I'd like, I was wondering if you wanted to have dinner with me." And I was like, "Well, I guess we're past the introductory stage. You could at least buy me dinner." Um, so he's like, "Well, what's your room number? And I'll come pick you up." So I told him my room number. And in the dream, I know the room number is 301. So I told him and I go to the room. Fast forward, right? I'm all ready. I'm in this cute little outfit. Again, it's my dream. So I look like the perfect woman, right? So I look great. And I hear a knock at the door and I open the door and it's him and he's like dressed in a suit and he brought me flowers and he's a really like the dream, he's a gentleman, right? And so he comes in and the room is a suite. So it's like a living room with a fireplace and table and kitchenette, and then the bedroom and bathroom are in a different area. Like I said, these very detailed dream. Um, so, oh, your fairy tale's taking me to Krispy Kreme. Yum. Um, so no, Crashly, not yet. Uh, so so he comes in and he gives me the flowers and we sit on the couch and I have this like anxiety attack, and which is normal, Jen, in real life. And so I'm like, um, you know, I just don't know if I want to go to the restaurant. I said, my sister's already here. She's gonna want to sit with us, et cetera, et cetera. And so we decide to order in and we're sitting there and we're getting to know each other, we're talking, and in the dream there's not actual talking. It's just you're blah 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 blah. And so then it starts to get clear what we're saying. And in the dream, he's saying things like, um, I usually don't kiss a woman until after a couple dates. I don't know what came over me. I'm so sorry, et cetera, et cetera. And then I was explaining to him that I was there for a couple days before the wedding just to kind of unplug. And, so we were having this nice conversation. And the conversation turns into well, we've already kissed. This is technically our first date. And yeah, so we kiss again. And I'm just like, where is this heading? Well, then we stop and I forget what he's saying, but not only is he cute and and kind and a good kisser in the dream, he tells me that he he's rich. He doesn't come out and say it, but I find out through him talking that he's actually paying for the whole wedding, and that he is like a board member of this big executive board, and inherited all this money. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this guy is totally out of my league. Hi, Kimberlina. Good to see you. I'm talking about a dream, not real life. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this can't be happening. This must be a dream. And then I realized it is a dream. And so when I realized it is a dream, I'm like, oh heck, I'm throwing all things out the window. And I like jump him and like start kissing him in the dream. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, can you just marry me? Can we like just have babies together and you can take care of me the rest of my life? And hey, Vivian, good to see you. And so, yeah. So there's not a lot of detail about like what happened after, but it was funny because as soon as I realized that it was a dream, it's like I threw caution to the wind. And I was like, heck yeah. Yes, yes. So before I got too past Jenn's comfort zone, I mean, I did fully wake up, but it was just like, what did I eat? And can I eat that again? And have I ever, Crashly, I don't think so, at least not in that way. Sorry, I had to blow my nose again. I can't reach the mute button. So it was just interesting. It was just like, wow. And there's something about like he was VP of Starbucks and yes, Amelia, this is. And so it was like, okay, Starbucks is now in the dream. And, it's just, well, actually, you've been in dreams, but not like, I wouldn't connect them to pregnancy. Like you've just been in random dreams. But yeah, it was weird. I'm like, oh, what did I eat and can I eat it again? Because that was, and what's so funny, it was so real. Like I could draw you. You know how they have those like witness statement, like when you have a police person do a drawing, I could like have the artist do a drawing. I'm like, dang, this is what my subconscious wants. Like, how do I get a hold of this person? Kimberlina said, I woke up late this morning, texted my husband. Wasn't I just talking to you? He had been gone. Oh, Vivian, you've been sick. I'm so sorry. So sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better. So yeah, that's he wasn't here actually a little bit earlier. They're on their way back from Cedar Point. He came in for a few minutes. I'm not hiding anything. I'll tell him about the dream. But yeah, it was crazy. Crazy. Well, I don't know. He had like longer hair, like down, just under his ears. He had no real facial hair. I dreamed that a coworker wanted me to help her change her name badge, and when I finally woke up, it took me half an hour before I remember her real name. Katrina, that's funny. Sarah says, sounds like a good plot for a summer romance speech read. Exactly. Well, goodness gracious, I can't draw, so I can't really tell you. Think of dark brown, black hair that goes down to the earlobes. So slightly taller than me. I don't know. It was an interesting realization. Started to feel a little better compared. Yeah. Well, COVID hits us all differently. That would be fabulous. No, because he'd look like a chicken or something. I don't know. You guys have seen my drawings. You just want to make fun of me. That's all right. I love it. It means I'm loved. Yeah, I've had some pretty interesting dreams. So when I have insomnia, I go back to this dream. And so I'm like, let's start over. I'm in the elevator. What do I want to Let's see where I can take this now that I'm awake. Oh, so funny. No, I've had some really weird dreams. I don't remember most of them right now, but they've been interesting. Uh-huh, uh-huh, Ashley. You need to meet this man. I know, I Oh, Mary Lou has dreams like that with John Wayne and Cary Grant. Amelia says Joey sleeps on his stomach and he was active dreams, so his legs are kicking and his arms only move sometimes. But it looks like he's swimming. I always ask him later if he made it to shore. Oh, I love that. Fairy Tale, my nickname at one of my jobs was Fabulous. That's awesome. Oh, well, then I sit there and I go like subconsciously, because my husband has really dark hair, but it's the texture of it is like it just he can only have a buzz cut because the hair doesn't lay down ever. So if he doesn't cut his hair like every other week, he looks like a Q-tip, like literally like white man with a fro, Q-tip. So my daughter used to love laughing at that. Daddy, you have a Q-tip hairdo. So he tries to keep it very buzzed. So the fact that I'm dreaming about a man with long hair is interesting. So yeah, it's well, and my husband normally sleeps on his side, left or right, or on his stomach. But lately, in the middle of the night, he's started laying on his back. And then with his allergies, he doesn't snore. It's like this catch, like I don't know if you guys can hear that through the microphone. And so I'm just like, oh my goodness. So then I tap and I'm like, can you roll over? And he's like, sure. And then 10 minutes later, because he's fast asleep again, he rolls back on his back. And I'm like, I don't want to keep having to wake you, but I can't sleep. Oh, I think I could sleep with snoring versus like this gutter thing in the back of the throat. How can he be related to a Q-tip? I don't know, Vivian, but his hair, poor guy, instead of going, it doesn't just go straight up. It goes up and out and around. And so his I feel bad for him. And when I had my daughter, when we found out it was a girl, we're like, okay, like what's her hair type going to be? So at least it grew. And now that we're having a son, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this poor boy. I hope he has my hair versus his hair. Well, see, Yvonne, I think I could handle the snoring. This is like a catch in the throat, and I think he's gonna die. Like I keep listening of, are you gonna stop breathing? Like is a snot bubble gonna end up in the back of your throat? I don't know. It's more like a worry than it is. I don't know. But our allergies are really bad this year. So I can't take anything for them. He has allergy meds that he takes. And you never know if they're working until you stop taking them, and then you're like, oh, it's twice as bad when I don't take them, so I guess I'll take them. So at least they're working a little bit. All right, this is slow going. Slow going. I switched to, I'm doing 318, and I switched to some ABs because I thought we could do some sparkles in the sky. Sparkles in the sky. So how are you doing, Yvonne? Do you have any summer plans? I'm going to put you on the spot. Anything fun? I've got the retreat in June, and then taxiing around my daughter in July, and then prepping for baby in August. So that's kind of my plans. Staying close to home, being a homebody, talking to everyone in the community, trying to keep myself off of bed rest. That's the goal. That's the goal. Guys, let's see here. Hi, Irene. Oh, no, that's fine, Nana. I'm working on, it's called A Light After the Storm. It's from Craftably. So this is how it looks the correct way. This is how I'm currently painting it. Oh, no, Yvonne. It's been a rough year for you. I'm sending hearts your way. Heidi only sleeps if she can take something. Katrina's doing 945. It's a peach color. Almost all the colors in this one are oh my goodness. Which one are you doing again, Katrina? I think you told me. Just can't remember. This one has a lot of purples and gray and all that kind of stuff in it. I tried to find it on their website and I didn't see it, so they must be sold out on this particular one. That's the hard part, Yvonne. I get it. When we lost our dog, I was like, we're not going to get another one for a couple, like at least a year, because my daughter's in travel soccer. We always had to pay for someone to stay in our house with our dog. Oh, that's right, Katrina. Thank you. I'm sorry. But we only lasted 2 months. It was too quiet in the house. Like I needed that interaction, right? That presence, I guess. My daughter and my husband weren't doing it. They weren't present enough, I guess. So I still don't know if our neighbor's dog is alive. We've been living in this house for going on 18 years, and the dog was there. It's a little dog, so little dogs tend to live longer. And every now and then I'll hear a dog bark or something like that. They used to have 2 little dogs, and I know one passed away. But I'm also not going to ask my neighbor, do you still have your dog? Like, that's really insensitive. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. I hope you're having a good night. We're just working on a new diamond painting tonight. You have to watch some of the replay. I definitely told a story about a dream I had. You may want to listen to it. You may not. But well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. My carpal tunnel is kicking in worse, and I'm going to go put my feet up and try to find something to eat. But hey, Diamond Painting with Gammy, how are you? Husband's coming home tomorrow. That's wonderful. Oh, yeah. Hey, GM. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in forever. It's so good to see you. All right. Well, I am going to take off for the night. I just appreciate everyone coming in. I'm so excited, and I'm glad to be starting a new diamond painting. It's by Craftably, A Light After the Storm, and it's square. I look forward to blinging it out and seeing what specials I can put in the sky to bring it to life. And so I can't wait. But you guys have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to love yourselves. And I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.